Okay, good morning everyone. Let's start this course. And actually, in previous course, we already introduced you what is directory handling. And in these chapters, is not only the file handling, that can divide into two parts. And one is directory handling, and the other one is file handling. Okay, so in previous course we already know what is directory handling, just how to use Python and to help us to create folders in our computers, not just by ourselves. We can through the Python language to help us to create a new folder. So we can use directory handling. And actually we can also remove the folders by the programming language. Okay, so you can see here, we just wanna create a new directories on the file system. And actually, we needed to import some package from our computer. Yes, because all the function you want to use about the file handling is built in OS package. So if say you want to use mkdir like this function, and you needed to import a package firstly. So in here you can see we needed to import OS in here. Okay, but you will feel a little bit curious that why we needed to import OS, why we needed to import the other package. Because in the default we don't need to import any package, right? Like maybe we needed to create a for loop, we needed to create a while loop, or we needed to create if else, like the other things. We don't need to import anything. But now, why we needed to import OS in here? That is because you are, maybe we will go to the advanced course. There is something skills not fundamentally at all. Okay, so based on these reasons, if you want to create more advanced application, and you will need to import more package. Okay, so like this, if today you wanna conduct a file handling, directory handling, and you needed to import OS package. Okay, and the other one is we can try to use if else to help us to understand these directories exist or not. So we can use if else to evaluate at the beginning. And if that is not exist, we just help them to create a new folder. Okay. And if today we find out that already has a directory, but we don't want this directory, so we can remove that. So we just use rmdir in here. So rmdir is just like remove. We can remove the directory. And mkdir is just want to help you to make a new directory. So that is mkdir. So one is mkdir and the other is rmdir. So that two things is totally different. Okay, so maybe you will think, is that possible in our files is also the same? Maybe it's rm something and mk something. Actually, it's not, totally different. So maybe later you will understand how to remove a file and how to create a new file. Okay, now entering into today's important part is about file handling. Okay, and in here so we will introduce how to open a file, how to close a file, how to read, and how to write the files. Okay, so we can see our okay. So in here you can see in the previous course we also discussed something about file handling. Okay. And in here, file handling is also the same. So we needed to import an OS package. And we needed to make sure what our new file's name. So I just give a name is my file. And I saved my file, this name, in file variable. Okay, so we needed to use if OS point path exist file to evaluate this file is exist or not. If today that is exist, we just remove it. Okay. So you can see this. We also needed to what's the meaning of point? Meaning is point is you can see the exist is in this main function, and this main function is in OS package. Okay, so this is in OS package, and there has a main function is path, and their sub function is exist. Okay, and in OS path exist can help us to evaluate the file is exist or not. Okay, so if today this file is already exist, we can remove it. Okay, so if today you wanna use remove, not just mention remove, you need to mention that, oh, we are from the OS package, remove. Okay, and this can help you to remove the file. And the other one is we just print that file is not exist. Okay. And in here, that is about open. What is open? Actually, if today you wanna read a file or you wanna write something into your file, you needed to open the file first. Okay, so you needed to open the text.txt. Okay, here it just depends on what's the file you wanna execute with. If today you wanna execute 123.txt, you just put 123.txt in here. And if today you wanna handle in your 123.jpg, it's just your picture, and you just put the picture's name in here. And the second parameters is R. R is it means is read. Okay, that can help us read this text file. But if today you wanna write, and you need to use W. Okay, one is R and the other is W. Okay, but when you finish it, we can see if today you wanna handle in this file, so you need to open it. But if today you don't wanna handle in this file anymore, you just close it. Okay, so in here we just mention F close. That's meaning is if today you just keep it running, you just open the file, and your program will keep listening, just like a person who needed to listening. Listening, do you say something? Do you have any action? Is there any action I needed to take? Okay, they just keep listening. So if today you are keep listening, that is just waste your efforts, right? And your computer is also the same. Your computer also needs to listening. They needed to spend more memory to listening. What's your action? What is there something I needed to take? Okay, just like this. So we needed to use F close. We needed to close it, not just open it. Anything, if you need to open it, and please remember to close it. If you not close it, that will just waste your memory. Okay. And in here, you can see one thing is not such file or directory is text.txt. And sometimes you will facing the problem or facing the error, and you needed to check what's the meaning. So like this, you can guess what's the meaning. No such file, no such directory. This is meaning. This meaning is maybe we can find out the text.txt. We can find out this file. Okay, so they just mentioned it. So if today you use R, is read. Read is, oh, you needed to take a read action. Okay, and what's the file I needed to read? This file. But I can't find out it. So let's just present no such file or directory text.txt. So if today you wanna make this program can execute, what's the action you needed to take? What's the action you needed to take? Maybe we just create a text.txt for them, it's okay. We can create a text.txt to this program, and there is some file they can read, this is enough. So that's just something we needed to do, okay? For example, in here, we can find out there has 123.txt. Okay, so we can read it. We can read it. And we just assign this. Is there something, in here, we just open 123.txt.r in here. So maybe you can go to here. What is 123.txt? It's here, right? So we just open it. In here, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so they just put this thing in the F in here. It's just like an object. Okay, so we needed to say, oh, this object, we needed to read it. Okay, we use the read function to read it, and we can print it. So we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in here, and we just close it. Okay, and if today you wanna change something from 1, 2, 3 txt, like this, I just save it, and we go to the program to run it again. So you can see the content is different. Okay, so you needed to create a file to allow your program to read it. Okay, and the other thing is wait me a moment. Oh, in the previous time, so many students encounter a problem is your file name. What's the problem is your file name. In here, you can see this is a file of IPYNB, and it is a file of TXT. Okay. And actually, if you can see the TXT or IPYNB, please go to click these 3 points, and you needed to choose the content, or not content. You needed to choose the option. You needed to choose the option. And we go to the view, and in here, we're not hiding the file's name. We're not hiding the file format name. Okay, what is file format? If today this is a text file and their file name will be txt. If that is a picture, and that will be JPG or PNG or something, or GIF. Okay, so that is file format name. So please not hide the file name. Okay, if you not hide that, okay, I can show you. I just hide the file format name, and you can see this one. Here is 1, 2, 3, and here we can also see the IPYNB. And some students will just like this thing. 1, 2, 3 point txt in here. Is there something wrong? And I click the option again, and we're not hiding the file format. We just display the file format, and you can see here, this will become 1, 2, 3 point txt. This is point txt double. Okay, so this is the reason why you can read your 1, 2, 3 txt. It's because you don't have 1, 2, 3 point txt. But you have 1, 2, 3 point txt. Okay, so please make sure your file name is correct one in here, and we can open it. Okay. And the other thing is write. Okay, we know we can read the file, and actually you can write something into your file. Okay, so you just change your second parameter. We can change our second parameter as W. Okay, but you needed to find out a thing is in here, we needed to make sure we already have a text txt in here. If we not have a text txt file in our computer, that will display no such a file. But if today we don't have a text to txt in W mode, in writing mode, that can still execute. Okay, you can find out this thing. Like we can see here, maybe I just delete it. And then now in here we only have one text file. Oh. Okay, in here you can also you can only see one text file in here, just 123txt, right? So it's based on the reading mode logic, and maybe we can guess here we can also no search your file. But now this is not a reading mode, this is a writing mode. Okay, so we just try it again. Text to txt, and we can go to here. Here has a text to txt in here, right? And that's just been created in 9:30, just now, just current time. This is because one mode is reading, and the other mode is writing. And writing is, they will evaluate if the text to is already exists, and we just overwrite it. We just overwrite it. But if today there is not exist the text to text this file, and we will create a new one. We will create a new file automatically. We will create a new one. So that is their difference. That is their difference. Okay. So now maybe you can give another name and to write something into to create a file like this way. Okay, and I give you 2 minutes, and you can practice about reading, writing, and recover your memory about file handling and directory handling. Okay. Okay, and please watch the monitor. Please watch the monitor. So now you can see here has a users folder, and the next one is Taiwan text folder. Okay, so I will call users folder is Taiwan text folder's parent folder or parent directory. Okay, user is their parent, and Taiwan text is just their children, or we can say this is a child directory. And in Taiwan text, and we can see a folder is 1112 py course. And 1112 py course, this folder is Taiwan text child directory. Okay. So we can see here in our file handling, and we needed to understand if today 123txt is in our parent folder. It's in our parent folder. I put 123txt in Taiwan text folder. Okay. In here, okay, in my parent folder. So I needed to make sure my program can read it. So I needed to use 2 points and 1 slash and to access my parent folder's file. My parent's folder's file. Okay. And if this is my grandfather directory, I just use point slash and point slash 2 times. Okay, and I can access 123txt. So I can put 123 in my parent folders, in Taiwan text parent folders, in here. So you can see that is a 2 level. One is in Taiwan text, and the other is 1112. Okay, so that is 2 level. So based on this 2 level, I needed to use point slash 2 times. I needed to use point slash 2 times. So that is their meaning. And we will call this is relative path. Relative path. Relative path is just depends on our relationship. Our relationship. Oh, you are my parent. Oh, you are my children. Okay, so we just depends on this relative relationship and to understand who you are and where you are and how to access your file. Okay, and let's keep going. And now please create a new text. Okay, you can give any names, but you needed to create a file with multiple lines. Okay, so I go to my folder in here, and maybe I can create a new file. Maybe I can use 0417. And in here, I can create multiple lines. Okay, and I already created a file with multiple lines. And actually, now we needed to try to read it. Okay, I needed to try to read it. So I can use fopen and with my file. Okay, and we can see in here, we are in the same folder, so we can just call 0417 in here and we read it, and we put in f variable, and we ask our f variable to read it, and we print the result. Okay, so we run it. We can see here line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5 to line 10. But sometimes you just don't want to make them to present all the lines. You don't want to put all the lines, and you can use this way, f read line. You can see here we use a read, but here we have the other function is read line. So we execute. Oh, sorry, the wrong name. Here is line 1. They only present a line. They only present a line if you use read line. Okay, you can only return one line by using the read line method. Okay. And here is the other way. Okay. Here is the other way. You can use a for loop to deal with all the file, to deal with all the lines. Okay, and I put here is one, and you can see like this one. I just use a for loop. Okay, and at the beginning, the first thing is we needed to open a file. It's our 0417 txt file, and we read it. We put all the things. We put the whole object in f this variable, and we needed to use a for loop. So you can see here, your whole object is f, right? And you have a children object is my line. the my line will just only present a line. Will just only present a line. So my line, I can just print my line. That will just like this one. And you can use any name for your my line. Like I want to use ASDF in here, and I run it again. So this is your line. Okay, they can just present the lines by line. And if today I want to make sure there has the other string behind the ASDF, I can use this way. Line 1. Okay, so here you can see one is string and the other is our result. Okay, so you can see the line is fixed and the line 1, this is dynamic. Okay, so every time we just present the different things. But maybe you will feel a little bit confused. Why here we have the other line is empty? Do you find out that? We have an empty line. We have an empty line. We have an empty line. How to deal with this problem? How to deal with this problem? I guess we have learned about this. How to deal with this problem. We can just use this way. End equal to double quote. So maybe I can use it again. I run it again, so this will become, there will not empty lines between the two lines. Okay, there will not an empty line between line 1 and line 2. Okay, so please try to practice about that to understand how to read from your file line by line. Okay, let's keep going. And in here, maybe some of you will ask me why I needed to assign a variable in here, my file, and not just put my every line in print. Can I do this? Sure, I think that is true. Actually, you can do that in any way. Okay, just present the same thing. And sometimes I will assign a variable. Maybe this is just depends on my mood or just depends on any situation. So I will do the different thing. And actually, you can use anywhere to present a single line. Okay. And in here, maybe some of you will really curious about why I just give my line in here and I can put a single line and present it line by line. And actually that is not depend on what my line is. That is depends on f. Okay. In here I already open a new file, and I wanna read it. And I assigned f as f is this text file. And actually I just wanna using the for loop to deliver the content from f file, okay, from this f object. And actually, I think that is just depends on a pattern. Okay, what's a pattern? We can open the text file and we can see they just enter into another line, enter into the other line. And based on the maybe Python's rules, they just wanna make sure if today this is a new line, we just give a new sub object. Okay, and in here you can use any name for your sub object. Okay, you can use ABC123. You can use anyway as my line. Okay, that is not a fixed name. Okay, you can use any name by yourself. And here is just a way to present you how to use for loop to delivers all the content from 10417 text file. Okay. And then now the other thing is we want to read only part of the file. Maybe sometimes you think, oh, if there I needed to read all the things from the file, that is too complex. Because in that file I already put so many things in there. Okay. And how to avoid them not read too many things. I just give a parameter in here. We can read it. Let me see. Oh. If I give 100 in here, and I can read all the things. If I give the 50 in here, I can only read the line 7 and the 1 characters in line 8. If I give the 10, what is this meaning? That is just means you can read how many characters from this file. How many characters you can read from this file. Okay. So in here we can see that is just line 1 and line 2, a part of line 2. Okay. So here it just depends on you what's the parameters you want to put in. Okay. For example, we can go to maybe here. Is here a full title? Or maybe I can go to an English website. Video shows why China may be one step closer to taking Taiwan. Oh. Okay, here. Maybe here. This is not a full title. This is not a full content. And they can just use this way. Maybe they just read a few characters from the full title. Okay, so they can use this way to not present all the content from the title, all the content from their paragraph. Okay, if they put all the paragraph in here, and I think that will become a disaster because all the thing is just like a block of text. That is too much, too many words on there. So what we try to avoid them, we just read some part from the paragraph. That is enough. So I just put the parameter in here. That is enough. Okay. So by this way, we can read only part from the file. And the other thing is, and maybe I just stop in here maybe for 1 or 2 minutes, and you can try to practice about how to read one line and how to read only part of the file, and you can try to practice that. Okay, and move on. And now please watch the monitor. And this part is about the write method. And in previous time, we already understand how to use the write method. And we can use the write method to create a new file, right? But actually, the write mode, this is because we want to write some things into this file. So I will open it with the writing mode, but we needed to write something. And in previous time, we already used the read. Read is just we read something from them. But now we needed to put something into the file, so we needed to put something as our parameter. Maybe we just put a string in here. But if today you want to put some string into there, you needed to notice. You need to have a double quote in here. You need to have a double quote in here, and I just put in. So I just run this file, and please go to the py course here, and we will see here has a text3 file, and I open it. I can see here has a text3 is here. It's just something I already put in here. And maybe I want to put the other word in here. Like I just give an other content in here. And I run it again. And we can open it. Text 3. They just rewrite it. Just rewrite it, overwrite it. Okay, so the original content is already replaced by this new content in here. Here is our new content. So this is about our writing mode. We can write something into here. Is that okay? And if you are okay, and maybe now we will try to practice one thing is how to copy a file A to file B. How to copy a content from file A to file B. So now I create two things. One is open the text4.txt by a read mode. And the other is we want to write something to put some content from the text4 to the text file. So we will go to oh, sorry. Before the copy file, I have an assignment in here. Here is my assignment, and please try to practice this. Please create a function. Create a function that every time it is called and update the code count via a file handling. Okay. And what's the meaning is you create a function. And when this function be called, and you need to count, or like maybe you have a function is ABC, and now I call the ABC function, and this is first time, so the number is 1, and you need to put this number 1 into your file, to record. Oh, now is the first time you call ABC, and maybe in second time you call ABC again, so you needed to read the file. What's the time? Maybe now, maybe original that is 1, so you needed to add the 1 become the 2. So you needed to replace the 1 by 2 in the file. Okay, can you understand what's the meaning? Create a function to count how many the function already be called. Okay. So the first time you call this function, that will be 1, and the second time this will be 2, and the third time this will be 3, and the fourth time this will be 4. And all this number, all this count already be saved in your file. Already be saved in a text file. So every time when this function be called, you needed to read now what's the count from your file. And you needed to add 1 and to record again, to save it again. How to achieve it? Try to practice that. And you can imagine that before the database, the people just use this way to record something, to record the data. And if you are finished, please deliver your answer to our Zoom video. And if you are watching the video now, and please remember to deliver your answer to here. Because some students just take a leave, and you need to remember to deliver all your answer to our Zoom video. So, and here's the other things, and we will not conduct the practice. Maybe you can practice by yourself. And this is about how to copy file A to the file B. And actually, you just create a text file, and in that file, you need to put some words in the text file. And actually, we want to do the two lines. And the first line is we want to read from the text file, because there already something we already put in text form. But we needed to transfer the content from the text file to the text file. So we needed to transfer to the text file. Okay, and we needed to use a writing mode. And how to transfer it? Okay, so the first thing is we needed to do a for loop. And in this for loop, and what's the content we want to transfer from A to B? We needed to transfer from RF. RF is our A, just our text file. Okay, we needed to transfer them to our text file. So we threw a line, and this can deliver the content from RF line by line. And we just line by line to write into our text file. So I use the WF point write to write each line into our text file. And finally, I needed to close them in the same time. Okay, so that is how to copy a file. And then the other thing is copy a big picture. How to copy a picture? Okay, and actually maybe you will think that is just the same thing, because when we use the text, and I also with the reading mode and the writing mode. And actually, that is not enough. You will find out that UTF barcode can decode bytes in position. So, how to deal with that problem? You can use RB and WB. RB and WB. Because the RB mode in the open function to read a binary file, as shown below. Okay, so we can see our file, this file, Poppy JPG, and I can view this file. I can open this file with my notes. Okay. This is this file. This is a picture file. And actually, this file is a picture. This is a picture. But this picture is created by so many words, so many words. Okay, so when I use my notes to open it, and I can see there has so many words. There has so many words. So I just copy this word to another file. I can copy this picture. So first of all, you need to make sure the first picture, that is a true picture. And the other one, I can use WB mode to copy something to this new file. So copy JPG is just help us to copy a new file. So I can do this way. Here, I copy this one. Oh, they can find out this JPG file. So I needed to make sure this picture already saved in the same folder with my program. Okay, now here is my program. So I put my Poppy JPG in here, and I run it again. So you can find out that I read the content from the Poppy and to write a new content into the Poppy copy. So you can go to the Poppy copy in here, and I open it. Here is another picture. Okay, that's just help me to copy another picture. Okay, so maybe you can just practice in your homes, and I needed to move on. And all the file I will upload to GitHub. So if you need, just go to the GitHub and you can download it.